Hello and welcome to the Shah's Gossip. And today the topic is, uh, as a Pakistani, on behalf of the Pakistani nation, I just want to thank India, or especially Mr. Uh, Narindra Modi, the Prime Minister of India, because for us, he's like a blessing in disguise. How This is what we are going to discuss, that how Mr. Narendra Modi is the blessing in disguise for us as Pakistanis, and we should be grateful, we should be thankful to him for helping us in few things. So let me start by uh, 47. The two countries were, uh, I mean, we got the independence from the British rule, and we were turned into two countries. One is the Muslim populated country and the Hindu populated country, Hindustan and Pakistan. And since the very beginning, we didn't have the good relations, and we fought wars. We had problems. We had the disputes between both of us. And as a big nation, or as a big country, and as a big economy, India always dominated us, and we were like someone in the ropes. We can't break the ropes because the policy of the Indian government was so strong, and the international exposure of the country was so strong, and the opinion of the country was so strong that we never get the chance to expose India. Uh, we were treated as the terrorists or the problem. As a matter of fact, we were the victims of the terrorism, and we were not the problem. And the problem was always created by India. So now we come to our main topic, that why I'm saying that Mr. Narendra Modi is the Prime Minister of India is a blessing in disguise for us. Yes, this is what we are going to discuss now. The government of Mr. Narendra Modi, he came to power in 2014, and since 2014, he created such a trap for Pakistan that we couldn't get out of that trap. We were caught in that trap, and we were by his policies, we were isolated, economy was gone down, we suffered the terrorism, everything happened to us. And India acted like a sheep in a wolf in the sheep's clothing, and they exposed us as the terrorists. As a matter of fact, they were doing the terrorism, and it was their national policy in supporting the terror groups in Afghanistan and in Balochistan and in Sindh to destroy the economy and to break, God forbid, to break Pakistan into pieces. This was their national policy. I mean, which they speak openly, like Mr. Ajit Doval, the National Security Advisor to the Prime Minister. He openly says that we are going to do this in Balochistan, we are going to do this in Sindh, we are going to do this and that, and we are going to destroy Pakistan. And this is all a fiction, but we know by the grace of God, Pakistan will stay there. Pakistan will stay forever, as long as the people of Pakistan love their country and they can die. We have the army which is going to fight with it, and we have the good leaders which can make the policies which can stop this propaganda of Indian government. Uh, we are already fighting with India in so many ways. So let's discuss the first thing. The Indian army is not that strong, but the Indian media, I think, is stronger than army, because whenever they do something, it's the media. It's the media which creates the hype that we are strong, we can go in Pakistan, we'll beat Pakistan, we can do this, we can do that, we can destroy Pakistan in minutes. And actually, when something happens, they always get a bloody nose. And it's the media who covers it up for their local audience. If they come and they say that we did the surgical strike, which was a complete lie. And when Pakistan exposed it, Pakistan took all the international press to the same spot where they were claiming that they did the surgical strike. And when they were exposed, it was their media. Even there is one power which is more stronger than the media. I mean, it's part of the media, but it's more stronger than the newsprint media. It's called Bollywood. Because whenever they get the bloody nose, after a few months, they make one picture and they release a picture and for their local audience. And in the picture, they show that they are like the strongest army or the strongest nation in the world. And they did this, they did that, all fiction. All right. Why we are grateful to Mr. Narindra Moodi? There are few things. Let's discuss 2-3 things, the main topics, because in this video, I can't make a very long video because I have a limited time. So first of all, we as a Pakistani nation, since 1947 up to 2021, or no, 2020, 2019, we never exposed India, or we never came out of this trap of Indians to expose India as a terrorist, or India as a nation who is trying to destroy us, destroy our economy, and whatever he was doing with us, we were never in a position to expose it. But all of a sudden, the things started changing because of Mr. Narendra Modi policies. For example, Mr. Modi tried to show the world that it's a shining India, which was shining, but since Mr. Modi came, the shine started to fade away. So it's the policies, economic policies of Mr. Narendra Modi, where they showed that they will do this much trillion of economy, they will achieve this and that. But the matter of the fact is, I'm taking whatever I'll say, I'll take the references, you can check the references, yeah? The first one, Forbes, worst economy in 42 years. It's not me, it's Forbes. The Diplomat, on economic reforms, Modi's strength on economic reforms, Modi's strength is his weakness. Foreign policy, denial in India as it is now officially poorer than Bangladesh. The Hindu business line, worst economy since 1991, worst economic crisis since 1991, and the list goes on. Yeah, this is the economic side. I'm just giving you the hints that we just want to thank Mr. Moodi. Yeah, economic shining India is gone into these. You can check the references what the international institutes and the monitors, what they talk about the Indian economy in 2020, 2021. Now, if you go into the internal things, the internal condition of India, because of Mr. Moodi, the beautiful picture of secularism in India is now faded. And on the face of the secularism now, it's Hindutva extremist policy. Now that picture is finished internationally. Now India is known as the extreme Hindutva extremist country, where the minorities don't have any right, especially the Muslims, in the name of the cow slaughter. They are being lynched. They kill on the Hindus, the members of the Hindutva. They kill the Muslims on the streets. They murder them in the broad daylight in front of everyone. The Christians are suffering as a minority. And the condition of the minority is the worst in India. It's not me saying all this. You can get the references from even the Economic to the Financial Times, the Washington Post, and all the big newspapers. What is happening with the minority is one thing. Now, the other crisis of the farmers, which exposed India so bad because of the Narindra Moodi policies, that even the members of the parliament in UK, in Canada, in America, in Australia, they 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 are discussing it. They've seen for the first time they've seen this extremist phase of India. The secular face has gone somewhere behind the Hindutva. So now everybody in the world, everywhere in the world, in every country of the world, all the people, they are discussing this extremism. Then the laws they made, the CA and all those laws against the minorities, their basic rights, the farmers, their basic rights, the new laws against the farmers, against the minorities, it's the worst place to live for the minorities, even for the farmers. Then, on the other side, the policy for the Kashmir, for Ladakh, revoking the Article 370, they miscalculated it. They thought that they will do the chest beating thing, and they will say that, okay, from now on it's Indian territory, and all the other parties, even the United Nations, won't say anything. But they were not. They miscalculated it, and you've seen the reaction from China, reaction from Pakistan, and they were exposed badly in front of China, in front of Pakistan, because China entered into the area and they captured the area, and India could do nothing. They made the truce with them and they gave them the area. The Indian media is shouting that no, we beat the Chinese and they are gone back. Nothing like that. If you check their own defense analysts, what they are saying, the sensible ones, not the ones who do the warmongering on the channels and the cheap propaganda, the sensible ones, Praveen Swani, and there is another one, I don't remember the name. Then you can read the international press, what they write about the situation. They all say that China took this much of the land and India gave them the excuse to stay in the Tibet area. And now, because of that main road, which was which can bring the army to the northern areas of Pakistan, which is the Daulat Beg road. Now they can't use that road because the China is sitting over there. So the threat for Pakistan is finished. And one more thing, that the Indian media, they portray India as a very strong, powerful army in the world, and they will, within minutes, Pakistan is a no match for them. But I gave you two examples. One is the surgical strike. Yeah, I already mentioned that they were badly exposed in it. And then the latest one is the 27th, the airstrikes on Balakot. They made this drama. They pre-planned everything. It was like they planned it. They did the explosion in their own area, and then they made it an excuse. It's a false flag operation. And then they tried to attack Balakot, and you know what happened, that the Pakistani Air Force, they reverted it, and they were so panicked that when they throw their payload, they destroyed few trees and they killed one crow, and the media again took it as a very big success. And after the strike, they were dancing in the studios and they were saying that they destroyed the terror camp and they killed about 300-400 people over there. They were enjoying it. And then next morning, Pakistan Air Force, they replied. And they replied in such a way that they didn't even have, they didn't have the idea that the PAF will come in this way. In the broad daylight, they attacked Indian territory, and even they told them, we know that the army chief is there, but this time we are not doing anything to him, but we know where is he, exactly where is he. We could have killed him. And the plan was so immaculate, so beautiful that they went in there. Then they knew that the Indian Air Force will come. They will follow us to show their strength. And the plan was so beautiful that the planes went in there. And there was another group of planes they were waiting for the Indian Air Force to come, and then they will attack. And then there was a third thing, that they jammed the communications of the Indian Air Force. It was beautifully executed. And then in the end, we had 2 kills and Abhinandan in our custody. And then the whole world saw what happened. Only the Indian media, and I think in the near future they are going to make a movie, Balakot, something like this, and they will show that, oh, we did this, we did that, but if you want to see the truth, go to the international press. You will get the picture. Even the parts they showed for the F-16, and they claimed they killed the F-16, and after a few weeks, the Americans told them, don't be stupid, we have the count. All the F-16s are there, and they in front of the press, they produced one piece of F-16 claiming that this is from Pakistani F-16. And you know that they forgot to remove the serial number, and the serial number showed that it's from the Taiwanese or, I don't know, some other country's F-16. So they were badly exposed in this area. Even the Americans, they said to them, you can't fight a war with other country with this junk. I mean, the 60-year-old, you're flying 60 years old planes. Even the chief of the Air Force, when he was retiring, he told the government of India that you can't drive a 60, 70-year-old car and fight with someone. So they were badly exposed. Internally, another problem. Beyond the chicken neck, they've got 7 states, and almost in every state there is a struggle for the independence. So that's another problem which they face inside their own territory. So there are so many things that because of Mr. Narindra Modi's policies, the things which we wanted to tell to people, all of them were being exposed by them. And then Indian Chronicles in Europe, they were using this to defame Pakistan. They were using against Pakistan. They were trying to portray Pakistan as a terrorist. When this scam was exposed, it exposed Indian policy, that they are the liars. They are doing everything. Whatever they are talking about Pakistan is fake. It's a big lie. And they were exposed badly. And then, even after a very long time, the Human Rights Commission, they started talking about India. And you know that they thought that they will take the territory from the Kashmiri territory. For that, they put the curfew in there since last year and more than a year. And now the world started talking about it, talking about the farmers, talking about Kashmir, talking about the human rights. So India is exposed very badly. And then, plus all this, the Pakistani strategy that we prepared a dossier, we investigated, we captured so many things. We've got the spy, Kulbhushan Yadav, in our custody, which is now telling everything clearly to the agencies, that what was the plan and what we used to do and what we were supposed to do. So Pakistan made a dossier. The dossier is being given to the United Nations, to the European Union, to the Americans, to the Russians, to the Chinese, to all of the big nations in the world. And that dossier exposed Indians badly, seriously. It's a big blow to the Indian policy, that how they were working in Afghanistan and they were supporting the terrorist groups, and how they were doing the terrorist strikes in Pakistan with the help of those terrorist groups. So they were keeping that side, Afghanistan border, busy for Pakistan, and they were keeping this line of control and all this international border busy. So now they know that Pakistan is fully prepared. And in our last video, I told you that we are with the support of China. Pakistan is in such a good condition, defense, that we know we are no more worried about Indian threat. We say, okay, whatever, whenever they want to attack or whatever they want to do, we are always ready. So we stop thinking about it. We know that we are already prepared and we are not scared of them. We've showed them the example in 27th February strike, and they know it, and they know that the capabilities which China and Pakistan have got, India cannot get them in the next 10 to 15 or 20 years. We are going faster than India. The electrical warfare, the jamming of the systems, blackouts, now they come to know that these are the things in the war, in the future wars. These are the elements which are going to give the power and superiority to the opponents, like Pakistan and China. And they have nothing like this in their cupboard. So economically, defense, internal, foreign policy, very important, foreign policy. You see, internationally, we exposed India, and India has lost the charm in so many places, like international human rights are talking about against them, the Indian Chronicles in exposure in United Nations, and then plus in the region. If you see in the region, they don't have no more writ on the small states like Bhutan, Nepal, and Bangladesh. They thought that they will force their writ on these countries, but now, because all of these countries are going into the camp, the Chinese camp, and they are feeling independent. Now they started retaliating India in so many ways. So obviously Pakistan and China are already opponents, the big opponents to India and Sri Lanka. So if you check in the region, their foreign policy in the region is failed. And now, instead of putting Pakistan into isolation, they themselves in the region are going into isolation. They've lost respect, they've lost writ, and all this because of Mr. Narindra Modi's policies. So these are the few things, and economically, the economy has gone down. The worst economy since 1991. We gave you the reference. Internally, because of, thank you to Mr. Narendra Modi, that internally the farmers' problem, the Kashmir Ladakh problem, the CA bill problem, and plus the COVID. Then in the defense, we are thankful that he tried few tricks, and in reply from India, from China and Pakistan, India got the bloody nose. So thank you very much, Mr. Narendra Modi. We are grateful as a Pakistani. You are really a blessing in disguise. Because of you, we are becoming stronger every day. Thank you very much.